So what do you think of this Jon Jones-Ciryl Gane fight?
Honestly, I think it's a tougher fight than Francis.
Really?
I do. I think that Ciryl Gane, his movement, his footwork, he's so good with his front leg. And for Jon Jones, remember when he came back from OSP, he looked so stiff.
Yeah.
And that was a time off and putting a lot of muscle on. He just looked like a slower version of himself. So now this time, it's a longer time off, and you're coming back with way more weight on, and you're going against one of like the faster heavyweights and the more smoother heavyweights instead of Ngannou, where he lands that hard punch. I could do it, but I could just shoot under that hard punch. Ciryl Gane, you have to watch the kicks, watch the footwork, cut him off.
Yeah. The thing is that Ciryl Gane was out-grappled by Francis when Francis had a bad knee. Francis's knee was fucked up, and Francis out-grappled him and beat him handily with his grappling. I'm mad because I feel like we were deprived of one of the great fights in MMA, one of the most compelling fights in MMA. Does it mean I'm not interested in Ciryl Gane and Jon Jones? I'm very interested in that fight. For all the things you listed. Yeah. Also for Ciryl Gane's performance against Tai Tuivasa. It's like, God damn, Ciryl Gane. And Ciryl Gane does a lot of shit that's very unusual. Like, first of all, he stands totally sideways, and he does like a twisting kick with his front leg to throw a front kick. You know how he does that?
Yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah.
Like, he stands totally sideways, and he like twists his leg in. He doesn't stick it up and stab it forward. He like twists it and go in. So for Jon, it's going to be, can Jon take him down? Can Jon, like, how does Jon perform at heavyweight? Can Jon close the distance? Is he as fast? What is the 3 years off like? Is he hungrier and even better because he's fired up and he, like, y'all must have forgot? He's got that mindset.
He usually does too, right? Remember, he was always that guy that would want to beat you at your own game. Oh, you're a wrestler, I'll wrestle you. You're a striker, I'll strike with you. Yeah. So if he comes out there thinking, Ciryl Gane, you're a smooth striker, I'll smooth you. I don't know.
It's also a first fight at heavyweight. We really don't know how he's going to respond when he gets hit by a big heavyweight.
Experience can only be earned. It cannot be bought. You can only get that by stepping in the octagon and fighting the best people on the planet. And he has done that so much. And compared to Ciryl Gane, it's night and day when it comes to experience. Ciryl Gane, he's had in his life 12 professional mixed martial arts fights. He's 11-1. He's 11-1. Very impressive. Jon Jones has been in and won 14 light heavyweight title fights. He has been in and won more UFC World Championship fights than Ciryl Gane has had fights in his entire career. So if that doesn't give you an indication that he's got the experience advantage, then I don't know what to tell you. And with that experience comes a lot of experience with fighting different styles. Daniel Cormier, of course, a very, very good wrestler, beat him in his own game to a certain degree, knocked him out in the second one. Love you, DC. Fought really tall, long, lanky strikers like Alexander Gustafsson, who was kind of similar to Gane in some ways, just a better, bigger, stronger, more powerful version. And of course, he's beaten fantastic wrestlers, Mauricio Shogun Rua when he took the belt, Vitor Belfort, countless others. Rampage Jackson, hard-hitting, heavy-handed son of a gun, beat him, took him down, choked him out. So, other than weight and power, Ciryl Gane doesn't really have anything else on paper, maybe striking acumen. Anything else on paper other than maybe striking acumen to go against Jon Jones. So there's 3 reasons why Johnny Jones Bones gets the win. All right, now let's get into the reasons why Jones won't win the heavyweight championship of the world. There's 3 main ones, I believe. Maybe there's a few more, but number 1 is, it's quite simple. Has the sport passed him by? Look, listen, at UFC 128, which was 12 years ago, Jon Jones was 23 years old. What a miraculous achievement. He became the youngest champion that the UFC's ever seen, and that record is still intact to this day. But he is turning 36 years old in July. I'm not saying that is retirement age, but certainly getting on in terms of experience, in terms of just length around the sport, Now, the sport has changed. Remember when this is all commonplace and there's new techniques, calf kicks all the time, right? The sport has caught up in many ways and maybe it's overtaken Jon Jones. I don't think that's necessarily the case, but this is a question that needs to be asked. And the reality is that nobody stays on top.
Jones still holds some advantages, though. I think his fight IQ is unmatched. I think his preparation is going to be really, really high level, especially seeing that he's working with Henry Cejudo. Because, like I've said time and time again, for everything you may think of Cejudo, he's a brilliant fight mind. He's a brilliant, competitive mind. There aren't many people like Henry Cejudo in the history of sports. So Jones going there is a very smart decision, at least I believe, in terms of helping him prepare. How does Jones carry the weight? I imagine he'll be 240, 245 walking into the octagon. During his heyday, I bet he was at 221, 222. He always had fantastic cardio, but his fight IQ was what separated himself from a lot of guys. Ciryl Gane also possesses that. Ciryl also possesses a very high fight IQ. An ability to lock in and zone in. Even look at the Francis fight. Through those first 3 rounds, he was cruising because he's fighting the way that he wants to fight. It's a massive fight, guys. If you're not going to get Jones and Gane, this is the one you wanted. This one right here is the one you wanted because you have 2 guys, extremely skilled, super ready to fight, and both dying. Massive fight March 4th, and I'll get to be there. It's exciting to see a move that we've anticipated since 2010. There was a time where we thought Jon Jones would fight a heavyweight when Cain Velasquez was the champion, when Brock Lesnar was the champion. Hell, when Shane Carwin was the champion, we thought we may see Jones a heavyweight. We finally get to see him now in 2023 in the T-Mobile Arena against what I believe is the most difficult challenge in the heavyweight division for him. Glad that the deal got made with Jones. Glad that the fight with Gane got made. Also happy for Francis Ngannou to have an opportunity to go out there and find what his value is. He's the baddest man on the planet, and the baddest man on the planet made a bet on himself. Let's see how that works out. The check-in with Jon Jones, I don't know if you get too excited about that, but everything else, I'm all in. And I'm going to do him justice like I did the first time I called this fight. It's going to be a big fight, Phil from Las Vegas. You have 2 of the best heavy fighters in the world inside the octagon. A move that's been 13 years in the making finally happens March 4th from the T-Mobile Arena as Jon Jones makes his heavyweight debut against Ciryl Gane for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. I can't wait to be there. I can't wait to call it.